Well. Good evening, cyber friends. And well, matter of fact, I should say good morning. It's actually 12:04. Time flies. We want to say we give God the glory for giving the praise for life, health, and strength. We're also thankful for each and every one of you, cyber friends. You know who you are. See the title of the video tonight. It said Misconceptions about Songwriting. And believe it or not, it just come to me to just go ahead on and do a little bit of, maybe a little verbal tutorial here about a little bit about the phase of composition and songwriting, music production in general, because I've often said, and I've been making the promise that I was going to do some various tutorials on this here subject. And I mean, now believe me, everybody, I'm no expert. I'm no expert about none of this stuff. I have a good foundation in music theory and composition because, like I said, that was my concentration when I was studying music when I was going to college, and then from Andrew and Barry. Those were my major concentration, and I wasn't a performance major. I was theory, composition, and so I do have a little knowledge on that part. And this is what I want to give on this little bitty tutorial tonight. And like I said, it's a verbal tutorial. I want to deal with some misconceptions about the songwriting process as well as the production, and to the best of my knowledge and everywhere from my experience. And I don't have a whole lot, but I do have some. First of all, let's talk about the gear. And I've heard other guys, and I'm not trying to come behind nobody else about to try to discredit what they said, because a lot of the information I've heard from a lot of others on YouTube and other various media, social media, they was on point. They was just as correct as anything that I'm about to say. They was on point. I'm just adding on to what's already to a point that's been said. But you can learn something from it. Repetition is the key. Now, a whole lot of gear. That's the number one misconception a lot of us have. Even to my own self in the beginning, I thought the same thing, that you had to have a whole lot of expensive gear. And and I was looking at all the other setups, and I was looking at the other studios that the other guys and gals had, and they had all the equipment laying around, and the different controllers and all of the big keyboards and everything they had laying around in the studio, and all of it looks good. And hey, if you can afford that, hey, go for the gun. Go for the gun. I'm not against that, but I'm just saying it don't take that in order for you to be proficient in songwriting or music production, for that sake. You can do it with little bit of equipment, spend a little money, not a whole lot of money. Number one. That's the number one misconception, I should say, about the gear. Then it comes to the software. One say this software is better than this software. This software is better than that software. Well, I don't think so. All music software, just about it, they do the same thing. Now, excuse me. All digital audio workstations, they do the same thing. They record digital audio inside the computer. Now, to say that one is better than the other one, I'm not going that route. But I'm going to tell you this. You can take a free software. You can take a free audio, and this not well, really and truly, if y'all ever heard of one called Audacity, that's an audio, that's not a DAW. That's not a digital audio workstation per se. That is an audio editor, really. But you can take it and do multi-track recording with it. You actually can record multiple tracks, a multi-track recording with Audacity, and it's free of charge, open source. But you can do that. And matter of fact, I know of a young lady in my area, in Albany, Georgia, that made a hit record using only Audacity, and it's free. Now, I don't know what she used for. Well, like I say, Audacity doesn't deal with MIDI per se. It only deals with audio, so you have to record live, a live mic into it, as far as I can remember. I think it does have the capability now to use certain VSTs, I think, but I'm not for certain about that. But I know it is an audio editor, that can be used as a DAW, just like you would use Pro Tools or Studio One or any of the others. So that's the number two thing that I see as a misconception about songwriting and the songwriting process. And then the third one is that you got to sit around and you got to be in a certain atmosphere, in a certain room, or you got to have a certain inspiration, and you wait for your inspiration to hit you before you become good at the songwriting. That's totally untrue. Sometimes people, if you wait around for inspiration, you'll never write. If you're waiting around for inspiration, sometimes you will never write, because the inspiration is not going to be there at time. You just have to go on and get up and just make yourself go on and start the songwriting process. Get you an idea, whatever that might be in your head, and I'm going to go to the keyboard back there in a minute, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But you have to just, even if you don't have the motivation, you just got to get up and start doing something. And that was and the reason I can sit here and tell you this, because I'm guilty. I've sat around and talking about I'm waiting for this here to happen, waiting for to be inspired about this here, and waiting for that special moment to happen, and it never comes. It never comes until the best songs that I've ever written came when I just got up and started doing stuff, and to stumble on it about accident. This is the key, and those are your three big ones. Those are the three big misconceptions about songwriting and music production process. It's about the price of gear, price of digital audio workstation, and then the inspiration waiting for it to happen. Sometimes it's not going to happen. When I was taking compositional seminar upon my favorite instructor, one of my favorite instructors, Dr. Stan Pelton, one that taught me music composition theory. And every Friday, that's when I had compositional seminar with him, when I go in his office and we sit down at the piano. We had pencil and paper in those days. We didn't have no iPads and all that kind of stuff, so we did it with score paper and pencil. And I got my score paper, and Dr. Pepper would sit on my right side over there, and I'll be at the piano, and unless he wanted to be at the piano to show me some stuff. But most of the time I would be at the piano, and he would be on my right, on my right side, and we'd be, doing the do together. And I never will forget one of the songs that I dealt with was an old hymn. It was an arrangement, Jesus All the World to Me. I never will forget it. And if I'm not mistaken, I put it in the key of D. And so we were sitting there, and I was writing the notes out, how I wanted to rearrange it and everything, because, we had the hymnal, so it wasn't really, too much to deal with as far as the harmonic progression goes, because we were going to keep it in light of the way it was written in the hymn. But we was trying to make some new melodic lines and change some things to make it fresh. It was a fresh arrangement of a favorite old hymn. And I never will forget what Dr. Pelton told me. Dr. Pelton told me, do something the same way, different. And I kind of said, wait a minute, Doc, what you talking about? He said, do something the same way, different. Then he showed me what he meant. In other words, how to take a quarter note, turn that quarter note maybe into an eighth note, and keep the same melodic contour with that eighth note. If the quarter notes are ascending, keep the same ascending motion with the quarter note, but do it in eighth note, or maybe do it in 16th note. Change it. Hit the syllables and change the syllables. If it's two syllables, try to make two notes cover one syllable, or one syllable cover two notes. And taught me to be creative. In other words, think outside the box. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Think outside the box. Okay, now, excuse me, y'all. I got a bunch of junk back here on my floor. Don't worry about it. That's my floor. Let me deal with it. Okay, let's just say if you dealing with I got a lot of reverb on this thing. Let me take some of that off. Well, I'll leave it on there. So if you trying to arrange a song, and you could think about the song there. See that? I put an extra note in there. Instead of doing the way what you expected me to do, I went up another half step higher. Instead of that number, I went up that number, that number. See, that's a different way of doing the same thing that's written, but doing it in a different aspect. I went up a half step higher, and then I did a resolution to the note that should have been the first note, made it the second note, and the resolution down to that part there. That is the whole process of this, of being thinking outside the box. Now, let's just say, first of all, you waiting for the inspiration, and you ain't got nothing to inspire you. So let's just start there doing it. See that? That's an arpeggio of the C chord. 3 notes, and I can do it the whole octave. That's a whole octave. Now think about it, if you were doing that. Can you think of anything that could go behind that? See that? That's a whole new motif right there, an idea of something that could be built around that particular arpeggio, and that would sometimes spark a whole new realm and a whole new idea to give you something for the process of songwriting. And then therefore you would go on and maybe the next thing you would add another instrument for, say, if I were doing that with a keyboard, like a keyboard patch or a piano patch, and now, even though I'm paying all that, that could easily be when I go in and get it into the digital audio workstation. I would use this bass movement, and I would let that be my bass guitar, or the bass, whatever bass you want to use, along with this here arpeggio. And then build from that simple idea, and maybe make something like just from that idea, and got that, brought that melodic phrase. See, that's a whole phrase right there, and then from that phrase you can go and build another phrase and another one until you build a whole composition based on just from that little basic simple arpeggio. That's where you get your inspiration from. You can't sit around and wait for inspiration. Now sometimes you may get inspired from a tune that you might be hearing. You might hear somebody say something, and that could spark you and give you another drive to do another a particular, or give you an idea for another song. But I'm telling you, people, it doesn't come from because you got expensive equipment. I can take you out there to Walker's Music, Studio 8, out there in my studio. And I got a digital piano out there, 88 key. I got a Yamaha digital piano. I mean, you know, like I say, no, it's not a Yamaha, it's a Baldwin. One of my churches, one of the last church I was with, matter of fact, it was just sitting out there, very old, but nevertheless, I knew it would probably play a little bit. It's got a lot of problem with it, but it'll yet make some sound, and so I use it really just to keep my fingers, because they got weighted keys on it, and I keep myself exercised with it, because my chord Triton, it doesn't have the weighted keys like that one. But at any rate, what I'm saying is, you could take and go out on that digital 88, that Baldwin digital piano, and get an idea, don't get stuck in the box, what I'm saying, people. You can get your ideas from that. I don't have no whole bunch of expensive equipment out there in Studio 8, but I got the essentials. You don't need a whole lot of expensive equipment. You just need to go and use what you got. Reason I can tell y'all that, because I'm guilty. I'm guilty of doing the same thing. That's how come I can sit here and tell you that's not the way you want to go. In other words, I got the digital piano. I got my chord, 76 key. All right, I got a mixer, 16 channel mixer. I got the big head amps. I got 2 of those out there. as well as another big, large receiver amp that I use, that I got audio directed in different areas. I got compressors. I got a headphone amp unit. Got compressors, the EQ, standalone, extra. And then as well as the stuff, the computer stuff out there, everything that's needed to do full production. But the key is using it. Now that stuff didn't cost me no thousands of dollars. Like I told you before, you don't. If you lucky, if you are blessed, I should say, to have the thousands of dollars worth of equipment, fine. But guess what? Somebody that knows how to use just what I have can make just as good a recordings as you can with your multi-$1,000 equipment. You can do the same thing with free. Like I told you, Audacity is free. And I know this young lady in Albany, she broke into the music industry with a hit song using a free software called Audacity. That's right. It's not what you have, it's how you use it. That's the important key. So just like I was showing you that arpeggio started that whole phrase that came right off the top of my head. It may not sound nothing right then, but if you go and you keep building on it and adding the instrumentation and other ornaments to it, then it's going to work its way into a nice composition and a beautiful production. And if you know anything about music production and how to get your sound polished and do the little mastering if you know how to, it's better, they always said, to get somebody else to master your stuff. Nevertheless, though, if you can't get someone else to master your stuff, you have to do it yourself. But at any rate, you learn how to do as much as you can yourself, whereas you won't have to bother a whole lot of outside people, and that will save you a lot of money. So remember, you don't need a whole lot of equipment, especially the expensive equipment. You don't have to wait around to be inspired. You just got to get up and get moving. And then you need to get your ideas together. Start out with something simple. Work from there. And I guarantee you, just like Dr. Pepper used to tell me, you always should be writing. So if you want a song right, I guarantee I challenge you now. What I challenge you to do, just start. Don't worry about it if you're not inspired. Matter of fact, I'm going to challenge you to say, if you're not inspired, to get up and write anyway. Get up and just take a one chord. Take the F chord or the A flat chord or the B flat chord. Take that chord by itself. If you know the scale of the B flat scale, take that chord in that scale and take the 1, 4, and the 5 chord. The 4 chord will be the E flat, 5 chord will be the F. Take those 3 chords in that scale from B flat and start with and make you a phrase. One phrase. Make you one phrase, a melody line that moves. Now, you don't want no, well, it don't have to move, but it sounds better if it moves. You just don't want to stay on a static note. And you don't want to stay on C, 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 and just hit C and C, play B flat and play E flat and play F over the C. Even though you could do that, but you want the melody to move a little bit. You want it to go ascend, descend. You want to give it some interesting characters about it. Do that and build on that and make one phrase, and then make another phrase, and then make another phrase. Well, guess what? If you make 2 phrases, you done made a period of music right there. All you got to do is do 2 periods, and then now you got a whole verse. Do your chorus the same way. Find out something that them verses is saying, and then make your chorus explain it, and bring it out. And when you start bringing your chorus in, make sure you bring your chorus and make it bang. You want it to be really punchy, because that's the thing that the people gonna hear the most. So you want to put a lot of effort in that hook and the chorus, because they're gonna sing that over and over and over, and you want that to come out. That's just one effort. This same amount. I told y'all I'm gonna be giving you certain of these little bit of tidbits, and like I said, I didn't mean for this thing to go this long. It's almost 20 minutes. Now come I say I'm gonna have to find another way to do this, because with YouTube it's got a limitation. I think my account I can upload up to an hour video, but in the software that I'm using, it will not let me upload a video over 15 minutes. That's just the way the software is made. I'm still using some of that old school software. So right now, this video, what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to export it out and then upload it manually to YouTube in order for you y'all to get this video. But at any rate, I hope this helps somebody. And remember, you don't have to have a whole lot of expensive equipment, and there's no special DAW that you need or digital audio workstation. And please don't sit around and wait for inspiration, because most of the time you're doing that, it's never gonna come. You just have to make yourself get up and work. This is Middleman. Till the next time. Peace. Goodbye.